Apeiron is quickly becoming one of the most exciting and engaging games on Ronin. The team has created a masterful story filled with impressive lore that they can build on over time throughout different game modes. Now, Apeiron itself is a roguelite / god game hybrid, a revival of the classic god game simulation genre, extremely popular back in the early 2000s. Players are essentially able to play God and grow the planet, environment, and their avatar around them, and controlling their giant avatar in battle. The game has really exciting elements of auto battler, card game with power-ups, and moving your avatar around the battleground, timing your attacks, and dodging enemy attacks. And what's fantastic about Apeiron is whether you're just like a chill-out casual gamer, or you're someone who's much more competitive looking for opportunities for advancement and future tournament prize pools, this game is for you. The game has a few different modes, a couple of which are available right now, and some building out towards the future. Now, we saw in their impressive trailer last year this kind of Easter egg of this big open world environment where you're the god playing around with your dudes, and that looks really exciting. But now their main focuses are the PvE in dungeon and the exhilarating PvP matches where you can face off opponents of similar skill level or be battle hardened, go super competitive, and climb that leaderboard. So in this first part of the video, we're going to walk you through the main things you need to know about the game, getting started, the blockchain integration and stuff like that. And then later in the video, we're going to take you through what it's like going through these dungeons, what you want to look for, and then of course the P2P gameplay. The Apeiron universe is made up of galaxies that are based on mythology from around the world. Players will work together to progress through the game's story, engaging in guild versus guild gameplay and epic raid boss battles, and just overall enjoying solo play as well. Now, if you're a fan of games for their story, you're absolutely going to love Apeiron because they've really developed an immersive lore with a really engaging story. Make sure you head on over to ApeironNFT.com to check out the game and more of the lore. You can download the game itself from the Apeiron website or from Epic Games where it's hosted, so we can just check out here. We're going to hit play, and then you could log in with email, Sky Mavius, or continue as guest. So you don't need a wallet to test out this game right away. You can just play it as a guest. So now it has this intro sequence where you get to learn a little bit more about the lore. We're just going to skip it here. And then when we first start off the game, we arrive in a tutorial area. So you start off by picking an avatar, and this is more important than just what your favorite thing is. You also want to think about planets too. So let me just head over to the website here. So if you go on over to their website and you go to Emporium, and you check out the planets. So when you want to play PvP battles, you actually need a planet. Now, in the very beginning, when you start off the game, you can test some things out for free, but essentially you're going to need a planet, and they range anywhere from $200 to $300. They rank higher, but you don't need to worry about those when you first start. But if we look here, you can see different things. So an oasis, when we click on that, this specific one has 37% fire, 35% water, and 0% earth. So if we were gonna buy a planet like this, we wanna make sure the avatar that we pick is one of those associated elements. Now, when it comes to the PvE mode, this is where you get to start off the game, get your hands dirty, learn the play style, and build up the levels of your avatar and apostles as you build through. And as you do this, you can unlock things like potions for your apostles, as well as different skills and upgrades along the way. Now, when you first come into the game, you can use your Sky Mavis account, or you can play as a free player, and then you'll come into the world where you'll have to start off through a tutorial. After you go through the tutorial, learn the battle mechanics, and then lose a battle to a big boss, you will then wake up in this area here where we have a few people standing around we can talk to, but it is all just early beta stuff right now. Like you can see at the top, it says Arena Open Beta, so that's what we're currently dealing with. And in the current stage of filming right here, we've got the PvP open beta. So you walk in here and press F to teleport. And then in the beginning of February, if you were trying it out, we had more of the dungeons to mess around in. So now in the PvP, we start off with a team that has already been built for us. Once you're building up your own team on your own planet that you would purchase as an NFT, you can stack out individual skills, and as you gain more experience, you can add different skills and different apostles and build them up. Because each apostle has different things, like a guardian, you put those at the very front to take on the barrage of damage, they're kind of your shield, and then rogue and priests and warriors going around doing different skills and damage. Once you enter the game and start playing, you take on the role of a godling summoned by the high goddess Cosmos to face off against the chaotic mad god Chaos. As you venture out and explore through the worlds of this game, you're going to have the PvE dungeons where you can take your time and building up that skill tree, your abilities, training your apostles, unlocking things like potions and things like that in the shop. However, where we are right now in the current beta test, they're currently focusing on P2P. So that currently isn't available now, but in the future, it'll come back. For the gameplay mechanics, you're going to be moving around on the battle board with your avatar that has its own unique ability. You have an auto attack that you can see generating in the bar beside you, and then it'll execute when you're not moving. You can also aim around with your avatar and dash, so you can actually dodge attacks coming at you. Now, from there, you also have apostles that guard you and do damage to other apostles as well as your opponent's avatar. And in the game, there's 12 different styles of apostles. Right now, in this current version, there's 6 available, and the rest will come in due time as the game progresses. If your avatar dies in battle, that is it, the game is over. If, however, your protection, your apostles die, you can revive them, and you can also use other potions to increase your health throughout the battle, whether it be on your apostles or your avatar itself. The classes of apostles are warrior, rogue, guardian, berserker, knight, hunter, mage, summoner, dragoon, bard, priest, and shaman. Right now for my playstyle, I'm really liking having a big guardian up front to take the majority of the brunt force of that damage, and you can use defensive cards along with this to help up your strategy. I'm also really liking the priest and rogue class, but there is so much to dive into when it comes to this. So what I'd recommend, just start off by messing around with the game, seeing the playstyle, things like that. Then as you learn more of the playstyle, head over to the website and actually read what each apostle does and see what you want to focus on for your playstyle. The team from Apeiron is made by Funjible, a Singaporean subsidiary of the game development company Aether Entertainment, a game company that started in Hong Kong back in 2016. Now, while the team has a ton of experience building games, as you can see with what they've done so far and the lore behind it, this is going to be, however, their first blockchain game. Now, given that this is a blockchain game, they've incorporated NFTs and cryptocurrency. So where we're going to start off first is their planets. This is in the Emporium on their website. So to play P2P effectively, you're going to want to grab a planet here, anywhere from $250 to $300, and each planet is broken down into different elements. So this one specifically, you can see here. Now, also what we're going to have as the game develops is apostles. Currently, we're still in early stages, so they're selling things like $9, but eventually as the game gets bigger, and if you level up an apostle, you should be able to have more options there. And another thing this game is going to be doing is bringing in renting. So if you are one of those players where you like grinding up, getting big assets, and then renting them to the community, there's potentially going to be an income stream there. Or also, if you're a player who likes grinding hard but doesn't have access to the money to load up on everything first, you can consequently rent items that you need to hopefully earn some in-game money. And Apeiron itself is using the APRS token. They also have things like airdrops, which they just finished, but you can see here, there's a daily check-in and tasks you can do to earn XP. Now, one important thing to note, this game was originally building on Polygon, but when they saw the innovation happening on the Ronin blockchain and the potential there, they've moved on over. So that's why you're going to want to link your Sky Mavis account with this. And if you're actually interested in diving to this game full on, minting your planet, seeding it, and building it up, I highly recommend checking out Elijah MT8 here on YouTube, because he was actually able to get Big Sword, who is a member of the team of Apeiron, and he was able to go step by step throughout this video in terms of what you need to know building your skill tree, your planet, where to focus on, and there's also even more information on Discord for you to follow here. And then they also battle each other here, and they talk about different in-game strategy that they've learned, and it's just extra unique alpha because he's playing from someone from the game team themselves. Now, the next phase of game mechanics that you need to know is all about the card. Each player has a deck of cards, and each card has its own unique ability. They represent various skills, spells, or actions like buff and damage. So when it's your turn and playing your cards, you can decide on your strategy, whether it's the time to attack, be defensive, be supportive, or use special ability cards. And you can even combine cards for different unique abilities. When it comes to the token economy for Apeiron, there's 3 main tokens. Apeiros is the primary token used across the ecosystem, supporting various activities like NFT creation, in-game currency conversion, and staking rewards. And then the second, Anima, on the other hand, is focused on the single player experience. This one helps players grow and is used as the the free-to-play currency. And staking it will offer different in-game rewards. And the final one is Ringularity. Now, this one isn't in the game yet, but it's going to be a top-tier token introduced for multiplayer, featuring benefits like seasonal auctions and rule-bending power in the game world. As for the NFTs, like we talked about earlier, you have the Apostles, but then the main NFTs, which are the planets, but then there's also something called Star NFTs. These accelerate a planet's aging process, providing additional benefits like alliance building and contribute to passive income through rentals or inviting other players into alliances. Now, one amazing thing that Apeiron has been focusing on is their airdrop, and they have different airdrops throughout their campaign where you can actually earn in-game token for doing things like in-game tasks and going up the leaderboard. If you head on over to their X platform, you can follow a link to find everything you need to know about where we are in the current stages of the airdrop, depending on when you're watching this video. Overall, this game has a really robust ecosystem offering opportunities for the casual player or the highly competitive gamer. And given that they're giving so much back to the community, they've got a well thought out token economy and NFTs that you need to use in game. If you do enjoy this style of gameplay, it looks like Apeiron is going to be a great place to spend your time and grinding up for rewards. Not only are having fun, but getting that blockchain element and getting able to earn something back. And if this game does become really popular, then you're on the forefront for all things like renting out future gear or just being really advanced when things start to take off. Who knows, maybe even an opportunity like we saw with Axie in 2021. For now though, that wraps it up to the end of this walkthrough. If you want to learn more about Apeiron or other games like this, head on over to Funjible Games where we've got in-depth walkthroughs and reviews on many games there. And if you want to see other videos about trending games or interviews with interesting game projects like Decimated or Citizen Conflict with Quarpo there, we have interviews on the site, so make sure you check those out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, hit that like, and we'll see you in the next video.